So I thought I'd do a quick guide on getting your bike ready for sort of like longer distance rides and touring. It took a while to get this bike to the level I was happy at to do longer distance riding, so I'll just talk through some of the things I've done to make it a lot more comfortable. And it's actually a really good long distance tourer now. So the first thing, the number one thing I would say is a seat. Um, You're not going to be doing very long distance if the seat you have currently gives you a sore ass after like an hour or 2 hours, which is exactly what this bike was doing. The stock seat on this bike is awful. It's well known among owners that it's just not good long distance. So I've done a whole video on like the seat of this bike and how I solved the issue, but essentially what I did was get a Comfort Air seat cushion, which is basically an air hawk that allows me to ride for like 5 or 6 hours as opposed to like the 1 or 2 hours I could before. So after that, you're going to want to navigate somehow. Some people will use maps. I prefer to use a Garmin car GPS because they're much cheaper than a motorbike one and essentially do the same thing. And I plot my rides, I plot my routes with like this map editor thing online. I then download the GPX to the GPS. So for that, I've just got a simple mount here. I also have a hardwired 12-volt socket here, which is waterproof when you have the cap on it. It's also fused, so that works brilliantly. And I'll just show you the case. I've had this case for like 10 years, maybe more. I got it on eBay for about £20 and it works brilliantly. It's completely waterproof. You have the GPS inside and it just, the wire comes out the bottom and it just mounts onto that. So that's my solution and it works brilliantly well. Another thing you'll want to consider is like the wind. Obviously if you're using like a sports bike, they tend to have fairings anyway, so it's not really a big issue. But for everyone else, especially on a cruiser, you're going to want some sort of windshield unless you're happy doing like 60 mile an hour everywhere. So this just got a screen which came with the bike. But an issue with cruisers is air can come up from underneath the screen and give you loads of buffeting. So for that, you want to get some lowers, either fabricate some yourself or just buy some. This blocks all the wind from shooting up underneath the screen, and it eliminates like 90% of buffeting. I can't remember the model or anything, but I know they're Memphis shades. You could just buy the mount and then fabricate your own with some perspex or whatever, but I never bothered. Another thing very important for touring is how you're going to carry all your stuff, especially if you're camping. What I use is these. These are absolutely massive. Another eBay find. They're real leather. I think they're about £70. And I just throw them over like underneath here, so they're quite secure. And there's also like a leather lace. I don't know if you can see that, which ties to the saddle bag supports, which you're going to need as well, or the bag will just fly into the wheel. Never had them move, and they can carry loads and loads of stuff. So yeah, for more luggage, not the most stylish thing, but I've also got this, which just mounts just like that. I'll keep my phone, my e-cig, my wallet, basically everything I would normally have in my pockets in there, because I don't really fancy, say if I crash and you've got keys in your pocket, there's a chance they could like penetrate you and seriously injure you, so it's just more comfortable to have them in there. I might upgrade that to a leather one so it looks more suitable for the bike, but not really a big issue. Another thing you want to consider is rider comfort. Obviously the seat's a really good starting point, but you can, depending on the bike, get a rider's backrest, which I really like. It's quite flexible as well, so you can proper sort of like lean back and relax on it. If you're carrying a pillion, obviously they're going to want one as well. For comfort, I also have this throttle lock. So it's a very rudimentary thing, but it works really well. So you'll set the throttle you want and then push that down, and there you go, it's holding that throttle position, and then you just go like that and it's back to normal. It'll also move when you apply the brake, because the brake will just slide against it and throw it up. And the other sort of thing I've got for comfort is these highway pegs. Another eBay find, but I've had these for a few years now and they're holding up really, really well. They could pass as like Suzuki originals, to be fair, because they're not really rusted either. They do get a lot of splattered bugs on the side, but these are great for... I don't actually put my sole on this bit. I basically have my foot sticking out here like this, so it's more like my lower calf which rests on it, and it's really, really comfortable. That's mainly for like motorway riding. And that's pretty much it that I can think of. Just trying to think of other things which really aid touring. Yeah, for additional luggage, you're probably going to want more than just those 2 saddlebags. So I have a big sort of like cylinder-shaped bag, which if I'm riding solo, which is most of the time, I throw it across here, and I use rock straps which mount, you see these like peg luggage brackets down there. So I'll have a rock strap going across here and attaches to that, and then another one on the other side, so it's like a crisscross. And it's a big bag, it's like 50 or 60 litres, which I keep my tent and mattress and stuff in it. And it's really, really secure. If you are carrying a pillion, you just move that bag here, but it might overhang a little bit. But you can experiment and find what works for you. Just one more thing, I suppose, would be another sort of rider comfort option would be grips. If you find the grips you've got are uncomfortable, it might be worth investing in some more comfortable ones. These are not Kuriakin. I know they look just like them, but again, they're an eBay special. About £20 these cost, and I've had them for a good few years now. And as you can see, they're holding up really well. The metal is absolutely fine. There is some wear on the rubber here, but it's nothing. Like, it's not a big issue. And yeah, that's about it. Maybe upgrade your headlight if you want to ride in the dark. I've got an Osram Nightbreaker in mine, which works really well. You could upgrade to LED if you wanted. And yeah, I think that's about it. Brakes. Brakes is another one. It's not really related to touring, but I've got sintered, EBC sintered pads on mine, and also a metal brake hose. I don't know if I can show you the pads, but I've only just bedded them in, but they work really well. It's another upgrade worth considering if you're going to do long distance touring. So yeah, I guess that's about it. So hopefully this helps. So the top 3 things I'd say is the seat, deflecting wind somehow, and luggage capacity. I'd say they're the main things. Stuff like gas range isn't really an issue. You can always take like an extra fuel can if you've got room for it. So yeah, just making yourself as comfortable as possible is the main take-home point for turning your bike into a good long-distance cruiser. So yeah, hope this helps.